Have you ever noticed that the more someone understands the world, the harder it is for them to feel understood in it? That's not a coincidence. Psychology says intelligence and loneliness are connected in ways most people never talk about. Here's why smart people often feel the most alone. 1. Their mind runs at a different speed. Psychologists call this asynchronous development. Smart people process information faster, think in more layers, and connect ideas others don't even notice. In a conversation, while everyone else is on sentence 1, they're already 3 thoughts ahead. That gap is exhausting, and over time, they stop trying to bridge it, not because they're arrogant, because it's tiring, constantly translating your mind into simpler language just to be heard. So they go quiet, and quiet gets mistaken for cold. 2. They see through surface-level connection. Most social interaction runs on small talk, weather, weekend plans, harmless nothing. For most people, that's enough. It keeps things comfortable, but for smart people, surface conversation feels like eating air. It fills the moment, but leaves them empty. They're not being difficult. They genuinely can't feel connected through conversations that don't go anywhere real. So they show up, smile, participate, and still go home feeling completely alone in a room full of people. 3. They overthink trust. Research on rumination shows that high-intelligence individuals are more likely to analyze social interactions after they happen. Every word said, every pause, every reaction. This makes trust harder to build, because the smarter you are, the more clearly you can imagine how things go wrong. You see the ways people disappoint. You've experienced it before, and you remember every detail. So instead of opening up, they wait. They observe. They protect. And connection requires vulnerability, which feels like a risk their mind refuses to stop calculating. 4. Their standards aren't ego. They're survival. Smart people aren't lonely because they think they're better than others. They're lonely because they've had enough shallow connections to know the difference. They know what a real conversation feels like. They know what it's like when someone actually gets them. And once you've felt that, pretending lesser connections are enough becomes impossible, so they'd rather be alone than surrounded by people who don't see them. That's not pride, that's self-awareness, but it comes with a cost, because real connections are rare, and waiting for them means spending a lot of time by yourself. 5. Their inner world is rich enough to be isolating. Psychologists note that highly analytical people often have an intense inner life, constant thinking, questioning, imagining. In some ways, their own mind is their most stimulating companion, but that richness can become a trap. When the inside world is more interesting than most outside conversations, withdrawal feels natural, even comfortable, until it doesn't. Until the silence stops feeling like peace and starts feeling like a wall. If you've ever felt this, too much in your head, not enough in the world, psychology doesn't call that a flaw. It says your mind is built for depth, and depth takes longer to find in other people. You're not broken for wanting real connection. You're just someone who refuses to pretend that anything less is enough. And that kind of honesty, even when it hurts, is exactly what makes you who you are. If this hit close, subscribe. Because on this channel, we don't just explain psychology, we explain you.